How's everybody doing? Appreciate everybody being here today. Exciting time of year. First day of school today for the students. So everybody's noticed the increased traffic around Greenville over the weekend. So plan triple the amount of time to get somewhere that you were using 2 weeks ago. But the influx of students back on campus brings a lot of excitement. I was able to speak to the freshman class yesterday. And just telling them what to anticipate on August 31st in Daddy Ficklin Stadium, got everybody excited. And certainly we're all excited about the season, excited to be at home to start the season, and just ready to get back out on the field in front of our fans. The kids have had a great preseason camp. Ended it with scrimmage in the stadium Saturday afternoon. Had some good heat Saturday afternoon, so that was good, and a highly competitive scrimmage. And so we'll start today preparing for our opener, and it's less than 2 weeks away. So we're gonna blink, and it's gonna be here. So lots to talk about. Questions?
Make sure you raise your hand. We'll get the microphone to you.
Coach, when you look at camp as a whole, what impressed you the most, and where do you feel like you guys still have to grow?
I think the thing that was most impressive is every time we put them in a competitive situation, and I mean, when I say competitive, I mean it's a live, something's, whether it's goal line short yardage or a third down competition or scrimmage or whatever, now they really went at each other. I mean, there's no lack of fight in this bunch, and there's no lack of physicality, and I'm talking both sides of the football. And so that was pleasing to see. But you have a lot of older players, and so you should probably expect that. But that was very enjoyable. The things to still iron out is just, I think, a little bit of our execution cohesively. Looking at our scrimmage Saturday, when we had issues Saturday, it was one player here, one player there, and so a lot of that's just getting everybody playing together on the same page. And so I think we still have some work to do there.
How much did the struggles last season fuel the guys through the offseason and fall camp?
Well, I think, for me personally, I think that most of the returning players would feel the same, and the returning staff would feel the same. That was very difficult to go through last year, and it's not something that any of us want. That's certainly not an acceptable one-loss record. I think that fueled all of us, and just, I love East Carolina University. And I'm blessed to be here, and I don't want that to be the product we put on the field. And so, for me, it's driven me all off season. I think that the players feel the exact same way it's driven them, and I think we all feel confident in our ability to go out and play at a much higher level this fall.
Coach, and obviously changing here with the NIL, a new thing this year was the new EA college football video game.
Yep.
Big thing for all your players that opted in, $600. And what have just been your thoughts on the game? I mean, I know some coaches haven't been fans because they have players more focused on the game than on practice.
I think it's exciting. I mean, it's exciting for our players. It's exciting for the sport. It's good to have college football, back. My son took East Carolina to the national championship, so he informed me on that, and it's just, I think it helps maybe connect kids and some of our fans to our players. I think it gives them a lot more visibility nationally. And so I think it's a good thing for East Carolina and our players. And your other piece just about the changing college landscape. That's the reason I was a little late. There's a head coaches meeting going on over in Harvey Hall, and who knows what's going to happen with college athletics over the next 3 or 4 years. But we kind of know what the rules are for right now.
Coach, you had a really good offseason, and when it comes to the transfer portal, how much of a factor did NIL play in that?
About 99%. It's the difference in our ability to recruit this year versus last year in the off season. And when I say that Team Boneyard and our collective and NIL is the number one factor that will kind of shape the future of our football program here, I am dead serious. You know, we have a very talented roster right now as we start to kick off the season, and NIL is a big piece of that. You know, none of our kids are making, you know, just ginormous amounts, but you know, they're able to live comfortably. They're able to pay their bills. They're able to, you know, we're able to, you know, allow them to do some things, which I think is really, really good. But that is a big piece for the future of our program here.
Coach, you announced on Saturday that Jake Garcia would be the starting quarterback come week 1. What did you see from him in this offseason that led to that decision?
Well, first it was, and we've talked about it a lot. And anybody that's seen any of the work on the field, it was a highly competitive competition. And both Jake and Caton are very talented players. They will both help our program this year. And it was a very tough decision to pick between the two. Just speaking on Jake, you know, I felt like, particularly in the scrimmage settings, I saw a lot of the same things I saw in his film from Miami. You know, he is very poised and very cool and confident when things break down around him. He does not panic, and you know, he's able to make throws and make decisions in the middle of chaos, which, you know, as soon as that ball kicks off on August 31st, you know, virtually every snap of the season there's going to be some level of chaos. And your ability to execute in that setting is going to go a long way towards us being successful when you're the quarterback.
Who in particular has been a surprise this camp?
You know, it's hard to pick out one. I think I'm pleased with a lot of players. You start talking about surprises, then it's somebody that you didn't expect to come along the way they have. I think that we have a couple of freshmen who we expected them to be good players in time, but you never know with freshmen. So I think on the defensive side of the ball, you talk about Demarius Hines and you talk about Jamarlee Riddle. You know, we anticipate both of those kids playing for us this year, and that's not something that I necessarily anticipated coming into fall camp. You look on the offensive side of the ball, and Yannick Smith, I expect him to play for us this year. And certainly we had a very high opinion of Yannick coming in, but you just don't know how ready they are to function in that setting out there. So I would say, you know, probably those three are the biggest surprises for me.
Anything else for Coach?
Yeah, I can do one real quick.
Two-parter for you, Coach.
Okay.
Just to follow up on the EA Sports thing, have you had any players complain about their rating in the game and want you to get them better or blame you for it? And two, what did you learn from last year's quarterback situation, trying to do two quarterbacks that has helped you become a better coach this year in dealing with the quarterback situation?
Well, I haven't polled any of my players on what their rating is, so you know, we haven't had a whole lot of discussion about that. But I would tell them that whatever their rating is going to depend on what they do on game day. So if they don't like their rating, they better work a little bit harder. Yeah, last year didn't go too good in that room. And if you wanted to pinpoint one piece that you know, we lost a lot of close ball games last year. You know, we were in the situation to win virtually every game in the fourth quarter, but we did not operate very well at that position. You know, we talked about NIL a while ago. We talked about other factors. I think that, you know, going back, if you could have it to do over again, I'd probably worry less about keeping the players I had on the roster, and I'd focus more on making sure that we had more known commodities. You know, we had hoped that Mason was going to be a guy that could step in and lead the offense, and it turned out that that was not the case. But you know, trying to play two quarterbacks the way we did last year is not something that anybody has in their vision of something that's going to be successful. Saying that, I do anticipate both Caton and Jake will play this year. There's no doubt. You know, college football, you never know from one day to the next. We're blessed to have both of them. I would say you got a chance to see Raheem Jeter at some point this year. He's improved drastically, but I do feel comfortable that we have the talent in that room that we did not have a year ago to successfully lead a highly productive, highly explosive offense.
Coach, thanks for your time today.
Thanks a lot.